So Zadorosny requested an Umbra run next, and Kirok did want Hellhorn to be the second clan, so we will do that next. The two big boys clans, basically. Antumbra Assault, Welder Helper Feast. That's a pretty interesting start. We do have Feast and Morsel Generation already. I do like me a Consume Crown to get some more damage on kill. Usually I would probably go for the monstrous one here because I think it's just the stronger. But we do have so much morsel generation and we do have a feast, so I will go for the Gorge Penumbra. Usually has a bit of a rough start because with just Shade Splitters he's a bit slow to grow and he only gains 1 health on Gorge. But with the starting cards this should work out fine. Numbers enemy units get +4 attack. We do need to set up on the top floor because the second floor is reduced in size. I want to start feeding immediately. I want to keep this guy around as a target for our Umbra Assault, potentially. We do get it. This guy is a higher priority though. And I want to feed over playing the Imp. I will play the Imp here. So this train steward stays around a bit longer. And this guy has Slay, so we want him to survive after all. We do have 35 damage on our Penumbra, which is just enough to kill the front line. I tend never go trample, always choosing the Gorge one. Can you tell me why I'm wrong, please? You're not wrong. It's just my way of approaching this, because I think the trample one is more consistent, especially in the early game with his high attack stat. He can much easier deal with the first few waves, and he does have trample right off the bat. So I usually go for either a strong Gorge unit like a Crucible Collector, Overgorge or Shadow Eater, something like that, and put the Penumbra on the top floor just to clean up everything that goes past. And with his high stats and trample, he is a great cleanup unit. And there's also another option of using Ember Drain cards to boost him. And just play all the Ember Drain cards on him, and then his high stat line and trample is just great. Get some more armor on the train steward here. And remove another steward from our back. Yep, Kochuhan is very right there. But that said, if you get a good Gorge start, then this Gorge Penumbra is definitely very strong. But with just Shade Splitters, I find he just grows a little bit too slowly for my tastes. No need to feast here. We might have better use for the energy next turn. Let's eat some more. Okay. For the last clan, you never go high stats burnout 3. It's very tough to justify going burnout with Remnant if you don't have anything early on that increases burnout or does reform. But when I do have anything that increases burnout or can reform our champion, I tend to always go with the burnout option. Because the beautiful thing is, once you can reform him, he's so good at fighting at the bottom floor against the boss, maybe dying. Then you reform him on the next floor, he fights against the boss again, and if for some reason he dies again, which is very unlikely with his high stats, then you can just reform him one final time and fight the boss again on the third floor. So that's definitely a very powerful thing you can do with him. So we do have our Gorge Penumbra, because Gorge Penumbra doesn't scales a lot just by his Gorge ability. We don't really need the high quality morsels. I think I like an Immortal trait here just to heal him up. And because we do not have Trample or anything yet, I think I will pick a Vent here. Before Flicker is like a burnout flicker, but you do not have the 150 stats by base. Okay, I don't think he's much like burnout flicker. They play completely different. But yeah. The 150 stats are definitely a good selling point for the burnout one. Now, what I'm looking at most is the ability to deal with 2 strong frontline units, like double Gilded Wings on the Seraph fight. And for that, Alloyed Construct is nice. Alloyed Construct does work nice, but we would have to split up the morsels we generate, which we can currently not afford, but we might be able to afford later on. Morsel Maker is another appealing option, which would allow us to take another unit that benefits a lot from Gorge. What do we have as our options? Forgotten Boons, which for some reason has the wrong icon. Forgotten Boons on the second floor has the wrong icon. Shop icon. If we go allow construct, we might go to the... I think I want to go to the spell shop, not the unit shop. So we will take a unit that doesn't require upgrades and will allow us to get a second Gorge unit. I would love a Shadow Eater, for example, which we might get here in case we go that direction. We will see. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. The reform, the burnout flicker is definitely the thing you are reforming. But if you do not have anything you can reform him with, then that's not a great proposition, honestly. Damage on the Vent or on the Umbra assaults. We might start to run into some 5 health backlines on the next combat. So I will take the Umbra. No, the Vent just needs it. Cost reduction goes on one of the Umbra assault, that's nice. And we reroll holdover on the other Umbra assault. And no magic power right now. But I will get that later. Mark of Invasion. Let's see, we do have Vent. We do have Umbra assault. But if we don't draw any good removal spells, we might be in a bit of a pickle with Penumbra. Sure. We can always just jump a block with a train steward, I guess. Until we draw into Vent. And we get Vent right from the get-go. Morsel Maker is just too slow right now. The way to deal with this... honestly, these guys are a problem as well. I need to think about how to deal with this. I think we burn Morsel Master to tank for our Penumbra. And then we don't went the top floor. Instead, we torch this guy. So these guys will ascend slower. And I will AoE the middle floor. Ember Drain 2, is that a problem for us? It is definitely not amazing. But we might need the lifesteal earlier rather than later to keep our Penumbra alive. We did not get Umbra Assault, which is a bit annoying. That means we will have trouble feeding our Penumbra now. But we can start feeding now. It should not be too late to feed now. We do get a Umbra Assault. I do want some time to prepare for this boss. So that's definitely necessary. I also... do I want the armor? The armor does nothing. We'll just torch this backline. The armor does literally nothing. So let's get the armor on the train steward instead. The armor does nothing because he has lifesteal. He will just heal up instead. So the armor preventing the damage doesn't matter to us. This is a nice one. And we can get another Shade Splitter on this floor. I would have preferred the lifesteal on the top floor actually. And that's enough to win. And Umbra Assault, making of a morsel. I don't want more than 2 Entumbras, because there might not be enough targets to kill. Perils of Production might be nice. We do have a lot of morsel. I think I will pick one up. None of these imps appeal to me. The Fortify, not really necessary either. We do have other ways of defense that don't synergize with armor very much. I would like a relic. I would also like an Umbra unit. Dupe, not that important right now. Let's go for the relic. Mask of Penumbra, very nice. When you summon the first mortal in a turn, draw an additional card. And we do have Dante. I'm usually a bit careful with the Dante event, but it's just fun to have him around. And we do have Consume Crown. Consume Crown, very strong with Dante potentially. Morsels. Dante is basically a Gorge unit. Let's take it. It's a bit of a risk, but I think we can take it. We are quite powerful by now. We should be able to deal with Daedalus. Explosive Sigil should be fine with our board. The Morsel Maker still doesn't have a lot of targets. Rage all allies. When it rages, Dante is just OP. When it slays. Yeah, but if Dante is on the same floor, we won't get slays off. To be honestly, a pun. Oh, we drew into Vent. First, the Morsel Maker. He will just feed himself for now. Welder Helper. Then he would feed Welder Helper. That might not be useful. Sure. Let's start removing these guys because we don't have a good way on the top floor to do that. We can easily play the candle. Keep removing these units. Lifesteal won't be needed for a while. But it's still more attack than a normal rubble morsel, so might as well play it. We will have a bit of trouble dealing with these forged disciples, I suppose. Definitely want to start dealing with these guys. Let's see what we draw. Train Steward not helpful at all. What are our next cards? I don't want to Ember Drain right now. Might as well remove this Train Steward. The strongest main side clan combo for Covenant plus climb for a newcomer. Umbra is very consistent as a main clan. I do like the support Remnant offers, but maybe a bit easier to play might be Awoken as a sub-clan. Stygian is also pretty potent, a little bit harder to play I think than Umbra. I like to pair Stygian with Awoken. Awoken is just a great sub-clan, I have to say that. Our Pyre has 20 damage right now, so if it torch this guy twice, we will reduce the damage we take this turn. Other than that, the good old Hellhorned plus Awoken is pretty good. And I also like Awoken Umbra, Awoken main clan. Yeah, Stygian Awoken is very strong, very consistent too. Definitely a great combination. We could get 2 damage shields here, I guess that's worth it. We do not have enemies to kill, so we have to kill our own magma morsel. I would prefer a defensive morsel actually. That's not what I wanted. And it's time to get the immortal trait. The only clan I really do not understand at all is Remnant. Remnant is very hard to learn. I had a lot of trouble with Remnant early on. Used it for the rage. I did have a lot of trouble with Remnant early on, but it is very flexible, has a lot of working strategies basically. That's already enough. I'm a bit surprised, but we do have 3 life steal on here, so... Remnant, basically, you need to keep in mind, you need to think like 2 or 3 turns ahead, when your unit is gonna die, when you want to reform it, where you want to place it, leave room for the units that you want to place. It's very intricate, it has a lot of moving parts, and for that reason it's pretty difficult to learn. This is Shroud Mitosis, I will take it. I think that's one of the best cards you could have in a Gorge based deck. None of these units excite me right now. But I could see the appeal of a Crucible Warden together with the Morsel Maker. You unlocked it yesterday, had a look at the card and said nope. Yeah, I can totally understand. But it's definitely a very fun clan once you have mastered it. I think it's not one of the strongest clans, but it does have a few ways it can go real insane, and it does have a pretty consistent and powerful early game thanks to the Drax, which are very strong for the first few fights. They can give you a little bit of time to get a better deck going, for example with the other clan, or maybe even just mostly focused on remnants. With the Shroud Mitosis we are not looking to get that much capacity, but I definitely want one more capacity for a variety of reasons. Not only to feed our Penumbra, but also if we have Crucible Warden and Morsel Maker on the same floor and his 2 morsels, that's 5 capacity. So +1 capacity allows us to use another morsel on that floor. Currently we are very Umbra heavy. I don't think any of the Hellhorned units would help us out right now. The Crucible Warden would benefit a lot from upgrades. And I like the removal as well. What do we have in our next floor? Caverns Vortex Tube is pretty strong. So I think we will not take a shop in the next floor. And here we will see. It depends a bit on how much gold we have. If we don't take a shop here, we might have a good amount of gold to go for the Merchant of Trinkets. That seems like a decent way it could go. We will also get Dante really soon. I need to keep that in mind. Maybe I shouldn't have picked up the Crucible Warden for that reason. So... if we go for Dante, maybe we cut the Crucible Warden, but we'll see. I think he might still be useful for a little while longer at least. I want him to get some increased stats. I don't want to put too much money into it, so I will just leave it at that. And save my money for the Merchant of Trinkets later on. These torches and these train stewards are all terrible. Let's get the torches out first. We do have our holdover on Umbra Assault, and that takes their job. Heavily relying on spells and Stygian screws you with Remnant minions dying and reviving. Remnant Stygian is definitely a bit weird. Definitely not the most straightforward combination of clans. So yeah, I think the easiest way for Remnant to learn Remnant is going with Umbra or Awoken. These 2 clans synergize with Remnant the best, I think. Armor 15. That would ruin our Umbra Assault. A bit earlier we had a deck that could deal with that. This deck can't deal with it. We definitely need all the morsel generation we can get. Penumbra on the top, Crucible Warden on the middle floor, or the other way around. We will take 14 here. No, we do have a torch, so not quite. Let's see. I think Penumbra on the middle floor is fine. Crucible Warden on the top. And when this floor. Morsel Maker goes on the top floor. Does he now? Nope, I think it's better on the top floor, to be honest. Will take a while for him to get going, which is a bit annoying. But overall, I think it's the better choice. We definitely need to start feeding our units. Penumbra definitely needs morsels. That was a great draw, that means we can feed both units instead. This guy... Penumbra needs the health first. He will grow his attack quickly enough. He needs to deal with the 60 health guy soon though. I think I will go with the Magma Morsel on the top floor and Rubble on the middle. And Immortal Trade, I don't think it's time now. Welcome back, Bagel. Our last run worked out well. And now we are doing an Umbra Hellhorned run. I do need my Penumbra to grow a bit faster. So I do want to use the Shroud Mitosis on this floor. That makes 7 units. We can use the Entumbra on the top. Get rid of these Train Stewards. We'll take some damage here. And we will take another load of damage from the next wave. But after that we should be set with our Penumbra growing quite large. Definitely play the Candle. We do have a target for Entumbra Assault here. Oh, even better. This guy's down to 3 HP. Damage shield definitely better on the top. And we can use Perils on one of these guys. Get a little bit of extra damage and get the mana to play Shade Splitter. Yeah, HP drops quite low in Covenant 25. That just happens. It's normal. No need to worry. We need a way to deal with these big frontline units early on a bit better. Lifesteal is great on you. Hi Vazoom, welcome to the stream. Nice that you made it. This guy dies on the top floor. I do want the Candle out. Let's get some additional armor for a little bit of extra damage. And no room for this Train Steward, so we just went the bottom floor. We should have this in the bag, I think. Yep, our Penumbra can win this fight for us. After this combat we will get Dante and his cloak, so that's gonna be exciting. A second feast. Honestly, I like this excavation and Eruption quite a bit, but we do not have the energy to reliably play it, and we don't have a Merchant of Magic in quite some time. Only down here. I will, in fact, skip one Hornstorm, Enflame, and March of Shields. I could go for an Enflame for Dante. The one Hornstorm is a bit too expensive, it will be very hard to play. But if we give you Permafrost, we might be able to use it with the Perils of Production. And just for that reason, I'm gonna take it. It will be a dead weight for a while, but we should find a way to make it useful later on. And it's pretty strong on Penumbra. We get Dante's Cloak, plus 2 magic power for every blight card in your deck. That would be 5, so plus 10 magic power. And Dante the Deceptive, 310 when played in a stack of multi-strike for each blight card in your deck. That will also be 5, so multi-strike 5 for 6 attack on Dante. I said we were going to the right, but now because I have Dante, I really want the unit upgrades. I forgot that we were gonna get him this time around. Let's get a large stone on Dante, so he can actually start dishing out some damage. And then I want some more attack on him actually. A simple strength stone will do. So 28 by 6, that's a lot of damage. Here's out that advice you gave in the rap stream the other day about making the most upgrades early to help you take some more challenge, and further Snowball has totally turned my runs around. I used to hold out for certain upgrades too often. Thanks for that. I'm glad it helped, Amy Alice. Thanks for turning in. And I'm really glad it helped you turn your runs around. So we definitely want to start feeding Dante instead of our Crucible Warden, just because he scales with damage very well. So we might be looking to cut the Crucible Warden at the next opportunity, and I guess that would be right now. Just so we draw into Dante a bit quicker. Other than that, I don't think we need unit upgrades. I do kinda want more removals, but we do have a Merchant of Trinket on our next floor. I will go for one more removal, I guess, because these Train Steward are just annoying right now. We do not have the room to play them. Heaven Seal. Dante can deal with Heaven Seal. Dante can deal with Heaven Seal, no problem. Okay. Our middle floor got reduced in size. I will use that opportunity to set up the Penumbra and Morsel Maker, so I can feed the good morsels to Dante. Here's Dante, and Tumbra Assault goes on this. Oh crap! I just missed my collector kill. I think because it's just that early on in the fight, I will quickly restart the fight. That was a bit of a mess up. I will do everything the same. Set up these guys on the middle floor, when the bottom floor pass. Then Dante on the top floor, and this time I'm gonna kill this collector instead, because I really want the gold. Start feeding Dante. Probably should have used the feast to feed Penumbra instead with these defensive mortals. Dante needs the offensive mortals more right now. Let's see what Shade Splitter has to offer. Damage shield. Means I am gonna use the Shroud Mitosis on the damage morsel actually. Get down to another stack of damage shield and kill off the middle guy, who is doing a lot of damage otherwise. We almost have enough to kill the backliner, but not quite, because of all the morsels we've eaten on the previous floor. We need to kill off one of these guys. Finally we get a damage morsel. And Penumbra might need some lifesteal soon, otherwise he might die to these silent marksmen. I do want the imps out of my deck. And I guess we'll go with Immortal Trade here, even though it will reduce our energy for the next turn. That was painful with the Heaven Seal, but Dante deals 198, so it's enough to kill an overcharged tank, so that's nice. And also every kill Dante makes gives him another +2 attack. I can't find any offensive morsels for the life of me, but I guess that's okay. We do have enough damage on Dante already. Remove these candles. I guess we'll assault this mortal for now. And feed Dante some more mortal. The stealth is mostly gone by now. And Dante wins this fight by a landslide. We took 24 damage here. Ooh, guild marker. Very nice to see this right before we head into Trinket Shop. Void Binding. I don't think I'm well set up to make use of Amber Drain very much, but it would be good on Dante at the very least. Huh. I do want to go to the Merchant of Trinkets, I think. Maybe not? Yeah, 6 rage on Dante would be very exciting. 2 damage shield is also nice. I think I will pick it. Maybe Pyre Jumper, Transcend Imp actually. Nope, not Transcend Imp. None of these. Pyre Jumper would be somewhat okay, but not that good. We do have enough gold to buy a relic, so let's try. Friendly unit center with rage 3. That would be okay on Dante for the first few turns, but afterwards it kind of falls off, unless we use Void Binding on him. I think I will take the Forever Flame for an easier setup turn. Ooh, Commemorative Spike. I like that. Start with a morsel miner on each floor. That's great not only for our Dante, but also for our Penumbra. And let's see what the caverns have to offer. Yes! Perfect. This was the event I was hoping for. Frozen Nostalgia, we don't need it. We do have enough magic power and our floor capacity is very important to us. History of the World plus 3 size on a random floor, that would be nice, but even better because we have 2 feeding floors is the Railhammer plus 1 on each floor. Okay, I think our chances are looking good with the pickup of these 3 very powerful relics. Fell, the Wings of Light, Spell Shield and Armor. That shouldn't be a big problem. We do have the Dante's Cloak for spell damage, so our Umbra Assault will be good enough to get kills even without the additional even with the additional armor on these units. I think I will go Dante on the bottom and Penumbra on the middle floor, so I do have time to get Penumbra to grow a bit. I do want the attack morsels to go on Dante for sure, and Penumbra can take the more defensive ones. Morsel Maker can go here for the weaker morsels. And actually I think some armor on Dante wouldn't be bad right about now. I don't want to start Void Binding just yet. We still have a lot of spells that cost a bunch of energy. I will Shroud Mitosis the Magma Morsel here. And that's all we need. Could have dealt 2 damage to Fell, but that will never matter. I think Dante is powerful enough by now. Sure, let's kill the imp. Energy is definitely better on Penumbra. And we can even play our 3rd Train Steward on the top. Very nice. And Tumbra Assault on this guy. Ooh, another Morsel Miner. Let's see what we can get from these. Ooh, Lifesteal for Dante. He will eat through it very quickly, so I will only feed him 1, because he will get rid of all the lifesteal we gave him anyways in 1 turn, and his 80 attack is enough to heal him back to full anyways. So he doesn't really benefit that much from an additional lifesteal morsel. Let's kill off this Magma Mortal. Damage shield on the other hand might be nice on him. Why putting Ember Drain on a morsel instead of any other unit? Because the morsel gets eaten at the end of turn, so we won't have a unit with Ember Drain left on the field, and we will not take any penalty for the Ember Drain that way. I used it just for the energy mostly. I think what Dante needs most right now is some more defensive stats, but might as well also feed him some of these. Slay the imp. Another lifesteal, that's nice. Let's see what we get from this. That's sure. I will play the candle instead. I don't want to take damage to those. I wanna save the lifesteal for next turn, where it actually might be more relevant, because our Dante might be damaged then. And he will be, because of Fell. But we win against Fell easily on our first floor with our 600 damage Dante. Dark deal 15 damage for 7 rage. That's a bit too much damage for my taste. Probably would work well with Dante, but so would Reg, honestly. We don't currently have the morsel generation we need, so Reg should help with that. Now our main priority is getting some spell upgrades and removing some cards. Sadly, these are on the opposite side of the map. I think removals might be more important. We don't really need unit upgrades, so... we do not have a lot of gold anyway, so the shops here are not that important. Branding right. Why would I want branding right now? It's pretty bad with that much spell power. Let's get these train stewards out of here. I think we can keep one around. Oh, this is a nice event. Let's get an artifact for some health. Friendly units enter with lifesteal too. Not a big deal, but it's nice early on. Makes sure our Dante stays alive for the first 2-3 turns. Well, actually this will only help him on the first turn, huh? Let's go full glutton. We do have Dante to deal with a large amount of units. We probably won't even need Penumbra at all. I will get 1 damage upgrade on Mortal Maker. And we might run into some sweep units. I will get him some damage shield as well. Just so we are a little bit safer. Okay. Plus 8 attack on the enemy units. Sure, we should be able to deal with that. I want the 400. These guys are a bit annoying. Dante 6 times 28. That's not quite enough yet. But I still think we should set him up on the bottom floor. Penumbra on the next one. And Train Steward can take the top. Damage shield, that might be necessary on Dante sooner or later. Reg, sadly we have no units in the consume pile just yet. But this will actually kill because of all the spell damage we have. Very nice, very nice. This can go here. Morsel Master 2. Torch will actually deal with this guy. And Perils doesn't do much. I could boost the damage of Dante by a little bit, but the Ember Drain is a bit annoying. It looks like this might be a good turn to play Void Binding, prevent the damage, some of the damage dealt to Dante this turn. Oh, that's a good draw. Okay. Very nice pickup. I will play out the candle. This guy is a bit of a problem. We'll see how we can deal with it. I will play the Void Binding now. Gives us a lot of damage and prevents a lot of damage against Dante. But it will shut down our energy. Not this turn because we did eat some morsels, but later on, potentially. Let's see what we can get from this assault. I would like to add some more damage to this guy, otherwise we will take a lot of damage on our pyre. Oh, these are dazed, so that's not gonna help. But we can block with a morsel, I guess. I will take damage to the candle this turn. Lifesteal, great, we can heal up Dante. Block with a morsel, so we deal some damage. Actually, now it's not enough. I misplayed that a little bit, didn't I? Right now, I think what I want most is more health on Dante, actually. Just so he survives and gets the chance to lifesteal back some health. He does need some help here. Good thing we have these welder helpers and the vent. He will take a lot of damage here. Because the armor prevents the lifesteal. Yeah, so we definitely need the armor on Dante right now. Keeping Dante alive wasn't easy, but we managed to reach the boss fight with him alive and powerful. Torch one of these imps and start playing some morsels. Rubble morsel can go here. We will feast. Play 2 more morsels. And then set up some of these lifesteal and damage shields. Yeah, it wasn't obvious to me as well, but that's definitely what happens. And we win easily on the bottom floor here. Okay. That's a lot of gold. Cannibalize. Yeah, that does seem useful, especially with our imps. We can cannibalize these. And I think I will take a pyre jumper as well. Might be useful now. Okay. I definitely want more removals, and I want the Merchant of Magic. Double stack. Void Binding is nice. Sure. Let's transform this into an Ember Drain build at the last moment. I also want to check the relics first. Unbroken Horn, Lightstone Casing, Teeth of Gold. These don't excite me as much. But we might find something better. Split Anvil, Chain of Gems and Wing Clippings. These are definitely more interesting. It depends a bit on what we get in this shop. Ember Stone, I guess the One Horn Stone, so we can actually play it. Power Stone is not needed. Nope, not needed at all. Ember Stone on the Entumbra Assault, I would say, because it has holdover, we want to play it every turn. Thanks for the raid, Dr. Pentakill. Welcome to my channel, raiders. You've come to the at the right time to see our Dante demolish Seraph. I will take Chain of Gems. It helps our Dante survive early on when we don't have that many morsels fed yet. Split Anvil on the other hand, we do not have many high cost spells at all, so I will skip on that. Consume, do we have any good spells with Consume? We do have the One Horn's Tome, which is still a bit annoying to play. Yeah, I don't want to return that to my draw, actually. Torch needs to be removed from this deck. We do have the holdover on Umbra Assault. The stream's going great. Nothing to lose by buying relics. That is true, but on the other hand, these relics don't really benefit me. Okay, our Chain of Gems already triggered on this Morsel Miner, but that doesn't mean we can't use it to protect our Penumbra from the first hit. And we will set up Morsel Master behind him. Let's get the floor ready for Dante. If we Perils of Production this Morsel... Oh, it's zapped. Never mind. Let's set up this floor for Dante so we have an easier time. Thick deck, that's Covenant 25 for you, Dr. Pentakill. Summon Dante here. We will Umbra Assault with Multi-Striker. We can play one more morsel before we go for the Shroud Mitosis, so let's look what we can get. Lifesteal. Lifesteal isn't terrible for the next turn, so Dante can heal back up. Shroud Mitosis. And the other mortals go here. Actually, venting here might be better. We do not get the kill on this guy, which is a bit of a problem. We will need to see how we deal with that guy. We definitely have to deal with him, otherwise he will destroy our pyre. Which is not a great time. If we can bring him down to 40 HP, we will be fine. Let's first start out by playing a morsel, which means we start with Shade Splitter. This gives us Immortal Tray. That's not gonna help much. Top floor wing on high covers is such a slap in the face. Yes, yes, because your units are dazed. You don't have a good way to deal with it. So if we deal 13 to him, another 70. These morsels are actually kind of a pain right now. With below 16 HP and no spot removal, there's a 50-50, it just kills you. Yes, that's true. 111. He currently has 111. He will take 48, so he's down to 73, which will kill us. Sadly, there seems to be no way to deal with this. I think I will restart this fight just because I made a huge mistake at the beginning. I should have considered that this guy surviving when I shroud mitosis on Dante, that was always gonna be a terrible time for us. Yeah, right, Thanatos managed to get number 1 on today's challenge. Congrats for that. That's actually true. Morsel first, so we draw. Morsel may copy behind. Actually, I will feast here and play the Umbra Mortal. So just up that our Penumbra grows a bit quicker this time around. We need to kill these units off. Actually, I should have done that with Wen, probably. I would love to shroud mitosis here. So let's calculate this beforehand. If we play Magma Mortal, Morsel Excavator, this guy will get 24 plus 2 plus 3, so that's 29 damage. He's gonna go up to 79 damage. Let's assume he gets zapped. That's 73 damage. It's still a bit short. Still a little bit off. I do want to feed Dante. How much damage can we deal? We can deal 26 to this. Another 26 will bring him down. Wait, let's think about this the other way. Dante does 132. No way we kill with Dante this turn. Yeah, so I guess we just have to went on him. He will stay alive with 23, 42 health. So we can play at least 2 more morsels and still kill him on the top floor. And I will use the Imp to shroud mitosis the lifesteal morsel on the top floor. That's this one. They are so hard to differentiate if they have no attack and the zap animation is above them. Zap really hurts Dante a lot. We don't need multiple lifesteal morsels, so can eat one of these. We did get multiple lifesteal morsels anyways. I want to keep the imp around. Oh, that's not nice at all. We do have the power to kill the Gilded Wing. We do have the power to kill the second one, so we just need to get some power to kill this Light Wings. Then, next up, Dante is dying again. So we need the Imp to prevent that. Actually, this is a lot of damage. Imp in front instead. With the damage shield, he will take a lot of damage away from Dante, and Dante will heal up with the lifesteal, get some more lifesteal for next turn as well. This combat is a lot tougher than I expected it to be. And Dante would die once more. Let's kill this one. And we are good on that floor. Play out the train steward. I don't really want to feed the Dark Wings, but I don't want that guy in the deck either. Reg is a little bit too much right now. I will just use the Shade Splitters instead. And finally no Harvest guy on this floor. Our Penumbra by now is strong enough to deal with these Gilded Wings, which is very nice. Kill this guy off, so our Dante doesn't die. Dante kills the front line, so we can actually feed him this turn. Keep killing these multi-strike units. And I guess I will focus on health for Dante. I do want one life steal, just so he can heal up after the next combat. I do want some more attack, and then we will shroud my toes with the Umbra for more health and get to the Unicap. Feast on the top floor seems nice. And I don't think it's time for Ember Drain just yet. Welcome to the stream, said Jax Aaron Song 77CO. This seems like spam, so we will just time out him for now. Might have to block him if he returns later and keeps spamming, because that did seem like a bot to me. We need to kill off these light wings, and the only real way we have is the Umbra Assault. I do like some damage shield. I don't think we need the health on the top floor anymore. Health on Dante on the other hand is important. I do want lifesteal. I do want damage shield on this guy. More attack for the Dante. This one-hand storm never worked out, but that's okay. I guess I went here, so I will Umbra. No, actually I will Umbra here, because next floor we can Umbra the Shade Wings instead. Sure. And we also give you some armor now. And we will Void Binding here. And Immortal Trade, not yet. No Immortal Trade yet. I do want the Immortal Trade. I would do want the Umbra Assault this turn. Oh, it's 0 cost anyways. Never mind. More damage shield might be useful. And we retch for a bunch of additional mortals. Feast. And play another set of mortal. That should be enough. We got Seraph down quite a bit, and we do have the kill on the top floor. That final battle was a lot harder than I expected it to be. Whew. GG. I did have to restart that final battle because I messed up with that Shade Wings early on, but our Hersal Cup win streak increased. 5 in a row now. I managed to do 5 in a row before these cups were a thing, but now we legitimately have the Hersal Cup on 5. And this is our run summary screen. If anyone is interested in the exact deck composition.